welcome back. Let's get it, Hotshot fam. First off, I want to thank the Most High. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Rock Dash. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all my old subscribers. Shout out to my family. Man, y'all all have been rocking with your boy for a minute, and I really appreciate it, and I'm humbled by it. But I do owe all of you an explanation as to what happened and what went down for the past year.
So here's a quick rundown.
Alright, real quick, what's going on, YouTube fam, man? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm in Woody, man, but I just want to give you guys a quick update as to what actually went down and what actually happened with me in the truck. You know, for the longest time, you know, as you know, I've been out the game for probably about a year just shooting YouTube. Recently, like right as I was about to, legitimately, like right as I was about to start making videos, I mean, my truck took a dump and trailer took a dump, and I both had wiring issues on both. So, needless to say, I'm gonna just give a quick rundown, so you know, to give you guys context, you know, for my new subscribers and to the OGs, you know what I'm saying, the OG subscribers that's, you know, been rocking with your boy for a minute. So the first thing that happened in North Dakota area on the way to International Falls, Minnesota, that's pretty much right by the Canadian border. My sensors went out, wiring issue, fixed that, so I thought. Then the pedal in my truck, that went out, fixed that, so I thought, waited a couple days, went on up to, mind you, meanwhile I'm having stalling issues at the time, but then it stopped happening like completely, you know what I mean, it just stopped happening. Went up to International Falls, truck running funny. I had to take a 34, so my 34 up there, didn't really know what was wrong, but the truck was kind of running at that time. So, and by the way, it was like, this was a couple months ago, so it was winter, it was like around 8 degrees, you know, more into the what I'll say, it was more into the teens. Ended up going ahead and driving the load all the way down to Florida, and on my way there, my trailer, you know, wiring decided to take a dump. I ended up having my TBC controller, my trailer brake controller inside of my truck. It went out, and I ended up resoldering it at an O'Reilly's, like on the way back down. A couple hours later, my trailer brakes completely went out. Like just completely went out, but I had lights and everything, so it was just a trailer brakes, and I couldn't figure it out. Cut the magnets, you know, did everything that you need to do, you know, to troubleshoot it yourself. Couldn't find nothing, you know what I'm saying? So needless to say, made it all the way down to Florida from basically the top of Canada, as I mentioned. And as I got down there, mind you, I got all these issues and I'm trying to troubleshoot as I go. Did a pit stop in Missouri. The shop that normally works on my truck, they ended up letting me use the bay so I could, like, you know, change out a bunch of parts and try to figure out, troubleshoot it myself, and, you know, figure out some things, you know, order some parts while they were there because they can get parts same day. Swapped all that stuff out. Took me about 4 hours. Crunk up the truck, gone down to Florida, like I mentioned before. No really issues. Meanwhile, I'm on the phone with people like my whole ride. Like, this is a course of a couple days, and I'm just constantly on the phone, constantly trying to troubleshoot the wire. Like, my wiring can take a dump a couple hours in, and then a couple hours later everything will be fine, and I'll be good to drive for like 4 or 5 hours, and then it'll all take a dump again. But needless to say, ended up getting all the way down to Florida, and right when I got there, 2 hours away from dropping the load at an Army base. By the way, it was a Thursday, so Friday I had to drop the load at the well, I was planning on dropping it that day. It was like that morning, but I ended up getting pulled over on a Thursday, get an inspection, and they do put me out of service. And the only reason he put me out of service is that he saw my truck, saw how old it was, saw what type of truck it was, and he said that normally he knows that the parking brakes on those trucks are not good. So he went ahead and checked it, even though he knew I wasn't gonna pass it, put me out of service for the parking brake, even though all that just needed to be was adjusted. It was a Thursday, the Army base was closed on a Friday. And actually it was the Coast Guard, it wasn't the Army, it's the Coast Guard. And so they were closed on a Friday. So what ended up happening was I ended up just leaving the truck, or leaving the trailer there, dropping it, went back home because I was in Florida, you know, from Georgia, went back home to Georgia, tried to troubleshoot, spend time with the family, whatever. Limped the truck really to Georgia because at this point I was stalling. I mean, the truck was, you know, shutting off completely. I mean, it was almost like I was having low contribution in one of my cylinders or something like that, you know. After countless hours of trying to figure this stuff out, you know, I ended up just getting another truck. The OG's truck here just got out the shop for some welding stuff getting done because he was in Woody at the time. And then I ended up going back to Florida, grabbing my trailer, came back, and shoot, I've been hitting the road in Woody ever since, you know what I'm saying? That's after, now this is the quick rundown, you know, needless to say that there's a lot of hours spent of me and my bare hands, you know, working on all this stuff, trying to figure out what the heck was going wrong. By the time I got back to Georgia, the OG was helping me out, man, and we just couldn't figure it out, man. We were just coming up, you know, we were just coming up short. So needless to say, ended up dropping my trailer off at the repair shop, and he took him about 2 weeks just to troubleshoot and figure out what was going on, but finally figured out it was all my magnets had went out at the exact same time, which is wild. But it kind of makes sense because my magnets, I just got brakes put on 2 years ago, January 2 years ago. So all the magnets decided to go out at the same time, and that was the issue. So me cutting all the, the wires and everything and rewiring everything, that was just kind of a waste of time. They got that back on the road, and he changed out my pigtail because it was corroded, so it was on its way out. So got a new pigtail, got a new main ground to the trailer. Simultaneously, I was waiting on a PCM because I ordered a new PCM because I was getting so many codes, as you can see in the screen, for my truck that, and mind you, I changed out everything that was a code, and I still kept getting the same codes. And to the point, by the time I got to Georgia, praise Yah that I made it all the way there, that the truck had no throttle. I couldn't even press the throttle at all. It wouldn't go. It wasn't skipping like it was doing before or stalling out. It just no throttle at all, like nothing. So was trying swapping out relays, everything, still nothing. So we ended up putting the truck on the back of a tow truck to put onto my trailer, and then drove my trailer all the way up to Missouri to drop the truck off to get a whole new engine wire harness, which, by the way, I just got the call today that the engine wiring harness, that the repair for the truck is complete. It's been about a couple weeks with the trailer now, so, and everything's been, working out well. So it's definitely time to park Woody. Woody needs some rest, and we're gonna go ahead and get back to the original setup because we got a lot of things to do. I'm dropping videos on Sunday now, and that's mainly because Saturday's the Sabbath, so I don't want my fellow brother to stumble. It's when you follow the Most High and following the way, that there's only one thing to do, and that's to be obedient. The Most High just wants us to be obedient, no more, no less. And that's how we're moving with the word, man. We're doing it exactly how it says, because even when Hotshot was on this earth, he followed the commandments. He told everybody he doesn't speak his words, he speaks his Father's words. But if you're not doing that, you're a liar. Like he straight up told you. He came to bring a peace, he came to bring a sword, He came to bring a sword and not peace. I think I say it's sword, but it's sword. But yeah, he came to bring a sword and not peace, man. So a lot of people got that mixed up, think it's all like hoopla, like rainbows and sunshine, but it's not. It's not rainbows and sunshine out here. We here, to be obedient, keep this law, and do it out of your heart, because everything that you see out here is vanity. I don't know if I said that in this video before, but it's vanity. It don't matter. The only thing that matters is the kingdom. What's going on, y'all? Y'all come check it real quick. Come check it. Last partial we got, but we first picked up this baby over here. I normally don't like to tell my numbers, but we're doing 1800 right there. In the front, I picked that up, or matter of fact, I picked that up yesterday evening. Matter of fact, I picked that up along the way of me dropping off another load. So it was kind of like a random load, because it was almost paying $2 a mile, like say $1,800. And technically, I don't know. They didn't say nothing about not partialing it, but shoot, we partialed it. And so now we got over here, we got our $600 baby right here, just a little 4-foot work. I wasn't happy about it, you know what I'm saying? But it's going the exact same direction, going to the exact same area. Why not? Don't be mad. Then we got this baby that I just picked up. That's $1,100 right here on the trailer. And I'm not really sure that totals to right now. Needless to say, your boy got blessed this Friday, you know what I mean? So I'll take it. What's for you is what's for you. Not all days is like this, you know what I'm saying? But occasionally, this is the beauty of Hotshot. You get these small little partial. One more time, everything is low and light. That's 400. They said it's 800 pounds, but it's like 400 pounds. This, they said it was 800 pounds, more like 500 pounds. This right here, they said it was 1,000 pounds, and it's actually only 400 pounds. So I'm carrying like not even 2,000 pounds on the trailer, you know what I'm saying? Doing well over $2 a mile, going all the way, to North Carolina, coming out of Kansas. You have days like this, you win some, you lose some. This is definitely a win, and I'm definitely mad appreciative of the low like this, coming off what we just came off of, the major breakdowns, insurance coming up. You already know how it goes. And man, we hustling, man. We trying to get to the business, and what's for you is gonna be for you, like I said, And at the end of this, man, I do want to say that we we got a surprise for you guys, man. At the end of this video, I'm gonna shoot a surprise, because as we're talking about blessings, you know, for the longest time I was reaching for something that may have not been for me, and in me trying to get that, you know, you may be stepping outside of the Most High's will when you start aiming for things that's not for you. You know what I'm saying? The things that's for you may be right in front of your face. You're not gonna have to work hard to get it. You know, it's gonna be basically in front of your lap, you know, and that blessing will be there for you, and that gift will be there for you without you even trying. Everybody wants to do all these efforts to obtain stuff in life when this life is vanity in itself. So none of this stuff matters. But at the end of the day, all we supposed to be doing is working and making sure everybody is serving others around us. You know what I'm saying? Making sure everybody else's life is better, and they end up where we end up. You know, which is heaven, the kingdom. That's the goal, man. That is the only goal we got here in life, is to aim to get towards the kingdom. And not everybody gonna make it. He don't want everybody. What's going on, YouTube fam? Man, your boy finally made it home after an 8.5-hour drive. You know, about the Miami area. Finally made it back to Georgia. But this is what we got here. We got a trailer, you know, parked. And now for the surprise. So all of you know how Woody was pretty much such a hit. At the time that Woody was in the background, you know, she got to get a wash. So, you know, we're not about to show Woody right now, because, you know, Woody looking a little rusty, you know, a little dusty. So, but needless to say, Woody ended up being like the ultimate surprise, as far as, you know, how reliable and how efficient, and well, not even necessarily efficient, but very comfortable ride, surprisingly reliable. I mean, we got 320 on the dash right now, got the truck around 150, and no, like, I mean, really the only major issue, like I said before, was like the water pump, and we got a new fan clutch, like when we first got it into the fleet, and then I believe the OG changed out the fan clutch. Oh, and another time when we got it, ended up having to get some brand new bump stops and stuff and shocks, because they had the depth wobble. So those are the only things that really happened with Woody over the course of 150,000 miles, you know, in our ownership. So needless to say, without further ado, let me show you the surprise.